and this is Kenya's biggest conversation, the Situation Room. We're getting into the second hour of the show. We will begin with the day's proverb from CT.
Aburo nie pingesi, eriri emuri. Yes. Don't worry.
It's a good proverb.
Without the interpretation, I understood nothing of the proverb. But let me repeat it again.
Aburo?
I got the last word wrong. Aburo niepi ngesi eriri emun.
This is a Turkana proverb.
It's a Turkana proverb.
And
this is what it means. When the leopard comes to you, the club in your neighbor's house won't drive him off.
When the leopard comes, the rungu in your neighbor's house would help you.
No.
Okay. Let's have a conversation about what's happening this week. The Standard Charter Nairobi Marathon is already ongoing. The virtual running started on Monday, the 25th. It goes on until the 30th. And then on Sunday, we have the physical marathon taking place right here in Nairobi, along the Southern Bypass. So what does it mean? It means that there are people who are already taking part in the Standard Charter Nairobi Marathon who have registered virtually, and you can do that. And then you download the Strava app. After you download the Strava app, you choose when you want to run, register and record your timings, submit, and you have participated. And then there are those who are participating on Sunday, elite runners and those that have registered. Two of them are with us in the studio. One is world famous Kenyan superstar Shujaa mwenyewe, Henry Wanyoike. He's in the studio. Henry Wanyoike is a man who has so many records.
He does.
Hey.
In fact, there are so many. I wanted to ask him if he can lend me one for the weekend.
Just how,
No worry.
I'll give it back to him on Monday.
You have to think about it.
Henry, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Eric, and everybody.
Thank you.
In the house.
Henry,
happy to be here. 3
world records standing today.
Yeah, up to date.
What are
the year
those
2000. Records? I just feel great and feel honored that I have been able to beat these world records, which is not so easy. I remember my first run in Sydney, where I was dragging my guide, and I just made the world records with 3 seconds.
Because of your guide?
Because of my guide. He couldn't make it to the finishing, so I was dragging him to the end. And so that is why to us, time is very, very important. Just 3 seconds denying me to become a world record holder, but a Paralympic world recorder. But I had to work it a few years later. I was able to do the 5, 10, and half marathons and the full marathons. So I'm happy that I have these 3 world records. And then another case is when I did when I was beating the world records in the marathon, I did 2 marathons in 1 week. And each weekend it was a world record. So it was in London and also in Hamburg, Germany. And every race I was able to beat the world records. So these records have been not so easy to win 2 world records in 1 week, and especially in the marathons.
Hey. We shall come back to that. Let's introduce our second guest. Sarah Mwala is also a world beater in her own right. Sarah, welcome to the Situation Room.
Thank you.
You are participating on Sunday.
Yes.
You've been running for a while. As soon as she walked in, I thought, well, she looks like she runs.
She just
fun.
come from a jog.
Yeah, she's just jogging.
Passing by.
Diverted.
She wears Standard Group on Mombasa Road.
Yes,
okay, let me just take a quick nip in here.
And now she's in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
How often do you run?
3 to 4 days a week.
3 to 4 days every week.
Yes.
Out of every 7 days,
Yes.
more than half you have run.
Yes.
And how long are the runs?
1 hour to... Okay, the minimum is 10 kilometers.
You're just going.
Yes.
The
Minimum is 10 kilometers.
Okay.
Yes.
The only thing I can say in our defense is that we sit here for 4 hours every day, Monday to Friday.
Yes.
Yes, that's what we do.
Every Monday to Friday we're here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
What motivated you to start running?
I started running in 2015 just to keep fit, but it wasn't, I wasn't serious about it because I could do once a week or twice a month. But my turning point was in 2017 when I lost my mother. And for me, running, now that she was very dear to me, I didn't believe in counseling because I didn't believe anyone would understand the pain I was going through. So I turned into running to comfort myself. And ever since then, I have to be consistent with it because it's me time and it distracts me from so many things. It's a way of grieving her. Yeah.
So it's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic, yeah. It keeps me going.
And that just made you decide, I mean, I want to do this.
Yes, and that's when I ventured into marathons. I never used to run marathons. So my first marathon was in Standard. That was in 2016, just to check how, because in 2016, it's when we were on a very rough path. In 2017, January, she passed on. So my first marathon after she passed on was Chicago Marathon, which I did in 3 hours, 45 minutes. That was my dedication to her. Ever since then, every year I do a marathon. So in 2018, I did Berlin. In 2019, it's when COVID happened. Yeah.
Last year.
Yes. So that one, we did a local run, which was called Mashujaa Run. I also did a full marathon. And in 2020, was there another run? No. So this I'll be participating in the corporate marathon relay,
Okay.
which comprises of 4 team members. Each does 10 and the last person does 12. Yeah.
Are you the one doing the 12?
No. Yeah.
Is there any marathon where you can do 1 kilometer?
Unfortunately, no.
Not a marathon if it's a kilometer CT.
No, relay. You do 1 kilometer.
We got 42 people in the relay.
Like a corporate, a corporate run.
Yes.
It's possible.
Corporate, so that there are many people, or at least 500 meters. Yes. You guys are not taking this thing seriously, are you?
No, we are.
We're taking it very seriously. It's possible for it to happen.
We are seriously ignoring it.
So I guess for both of you, Mwala and Henry, it's so running has taken on something where it was initially therapeutic, something for you to do personally. Have you seen that it has then now graduated into something that then has meaning for more than just yourself and your own therapy, that you can then do something with it? You obviously coming from the position of grief, you
spoke to
obviously
him.
coming also from the position of
Did you speak to him?
impairment,
Yeah.
Henry, but then starting this off saying, you know what, for myself, maybe I can find an outlet, but then here I am and impacting the world. How has that been for you?
Okay, thank you. Learning to me has a lot of meaning because when I won my first medal in Sydney, it was like a turning point of after I had lost my sight, and my dream was to become a world hero and be well celebrated in the country because I used to see other great Kenyans the way they were being celebrated outside there. I was admiring them. People like the living legend Kipchoge Keino. I was admiring. In fact, I used to call myself Kip in school, and this was quite good for me. And when I won on that gold medal in Sydney, I came to that, I can still make it. And then that was immediately after I had lost my sight. So it really gave me a lot of motivation. And then from there, I decided even to challenge myself further because I was only good in 5,000 meters. I decided to go on with the 10,000 meters, winning and making a world record, half marathon. In fact, my half marathon was in Hong Kong when I was doing the Standard Chapter marathon in Hong Kong. And I won the race out of 12,000 people who took part in that race. I was the only visually impaired, and I still won the race. I got a big trophy. I was so excited. And then I decided, let me try the marathon, of which it was so hard for me. I remember my first marathon, I had a very bad experience running with 8 guides. The guy I took from Kenya, he was telling me, I'm very good in the marathon. I will make sure that you are going to win in the very best time. And then for me, I didn't know how you are supposed to do it. I went with the wrong shoe for training. Then I didn't know that you have to take water on the way. So all the water station, I missed the water. Then I got the very bad blisters at the end of the run. Then my guide, after 12 kilometers, he told me, "Oh, Henry, you know what?
No way.
I'm not able
know
to
what?
continue." So I was
It's
telling
only
you.
Asia.
So he just, for him, he was just to have a trip outside Kenya.
Wow.
And then for me, I was thinking that he's going to make. But now after 12 kilometers, he told me, "Henry, now we have to do something to look for somebody else. I'm done." So luckily enough, we were in front. And the guys with the bike, they realized that I have a problem with the guys. So I was like telling you, you can't do this. And then they organized me another guide. After a few kilometers, he said, "Oh, no way." Another guide. So I spent 8 guides.
Eight guides.
8 guides to finish the full marathon.
To do 42 kilometers.
Yeah, but it was so hard. I still won the race. But I said to myself, never ever do another marathon. Because I had a lot of pain. I missed the water, so I was like, it was so bad experience. And from there, 1 year later, I got another invitation to do the Boston Marathon. I said, let me try the second. If it doesn't work, anyway, for me, I just wanted to go to America. So, but I said, let me try. If it doesn't work, no, I will never try again. But the second attempt, it was much better. That time I spent 2 guides, one after 21, and then I got the other one to finish the 42. And then from there, it has been working so well. And then what really motivated me to do the marathons, and when the Standard Chapter marathon was started here in Kenya, and I was asking myself, what can I be able to do for my people who are visually impaired and those who are going the same challenges like the one I went through. And I was very happy to see the theme of the marathon, or the Seeing is Believing, whereby it was like to give sight to those people who can be able to go for the operation, and after the operation they can be able to see again the world, they can be able to enjoy the world. So I thought this is the best thing to do, and that is why I told you in London I did the two marathon, one in London, in Germany, and the Hamburg, because it had a meaning, and because what we have been doing with the Standard for the Seeing is Believing campaign, we have been able to support more than 200,000 kids in the country. And it is not only here in Kenya, it is worldwide. You can imagine these children could have lived a very miserable life. And through the effort and the energy and the resources of many Kenyans who have been participating in the Nairobi Marathon, you can see 200,000 children have been operated. Now they are able to see again. They are enjoying the world. They are able to go back to the school. And their family, you can see most of these, they have come from poor families. So it is good for them. And I feel good doing all this marathon for Seeing is Believing.
Yeah.
Until the time now it came to an end, and now it is the Run for the Future Makers.
Right.
I feel good to be part of this great and noble worthy cause.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah? I mean, you started off clear. I mean, you told us this running thing was for you.
Yeah.
It was your thing, your escape, your way of grieving. It was yours. So now presented with an opportunity to run in a way that will then impact the lives of others. How did you make the shift? I mean, you're sharing this safe space with other people, right?
Yeah. Let me say there is a thin line between sharing the space.
Yeah.
Because now when you realize your why you're running, you also need to look for other teams or groups to keep you going, like people who run for charities, mostly now recreational runners. Someone can hold a run just to support probably a charitable organization. You just go support them. As you're doing your thing, you also help someone else to earn a living or to place food on their table. And now for like this Sunday, we are running for the Future Makers. So the registration fee we do, that money will go towards the Future Makers. You'll also impact someone's life. Yeah, it's not just about you, but also the community. Yeah.
Why do you wear 2 watches?
They're not 2 watches. This is a safety band.
Okay.
Yes. And this is a watch, a running watch.
I was going to say you're timing yourself. And
No.
Timing the world. And
No.
timing yourself.
This is a safety band.
Okay,
Yeah.
What is a safety band?
A safety band, runners use safety bands when they go to run. It has your name, your next of kin, just in case of an emergency. You might go out for a run, something happens to you, you don't have a phone. then they get your next of kin number on the safety band.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
That's very good. So there are many people who already participating in whatever 5 kilometers, maybe 10 kilometer virtual run, and maybe they're just figuring out, I thought I'd have the energy to do this year's Nairobi Marathon, but here I am, I'm having problems. How would you encourage them? What would you tell somebody who's wondering, okay, God, Friday, Saturday is coming, I still haven't logged in my timings, I'm not feeling up to it. Are there days when you wake up and you just feel, hey,
Not today.
mwili imekataa?
Yeah, there are those days, but question is, have these people been running? Yes, no?
Okay.
If yes, clearly you just have to get out and just go finish. Don't look at the pace. Just go, do it at your own pace, but you get to the finish line. If you've not been running, please don't be too ambitious. You can register for the 5 kilometer run, walk. Just run and walk until you finish. Yeah, so that you also don't punish yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And Henry, I think that's a huge message, not just about this race, but then also about, we can even look at it in life as in general, right? That you don't have to be at the same pace with everybody, but that you just finish. Henry, for you, clearly, with the different challenges that you've had, and then even going to this marathon, is that what we're telling people? Is that what we're telling folks? Just start and then just finish. That the rewards are much greater if you finish.
Okay, what I always tell maybe the upcomings and to all the participants is that some people go with believing that I'm going there to win, but in sports we always believe that you can win and you can lose. So it doesn't matter how long you have been training. Maybe the way you have been thinking, you have been training very well. Sometimes maybe that day you are not in good mood, or maybe it is not day for you, but you should not be disappointed. So as Sarah said, that you need to go with your own pace, because if you follow somebody like myself or somebody else's pace, definitely you'll be disappointed, and most of the time you might be out of the race. So the best thing is to go with your own pace. You have not been training very well. Start slowly. Even if it is walking, and then you see the starting, and the most important is to the finishing. So it doesn't matter how long you are going to take. And then there is always a struggle as bus which can take you to the finishing if you are not able to make it to the finishing. So the best thing is, but I always tell people, keep training. And, it requires a lot of discipline. Sometimes you feel, am I going to wake up at this time? So it requires a lot of this, and that is what teamwork is very important. You have a small group whereby you can be like you have an alarm, and then somebody else can tell you, oh, time to wake up and go for training.
Right.
And because sometimes you feel, oh, today I'm not going, I will go tomorrow. Then the other day I'll go the next day. So sometimes that is why you see many people can be able to run, but because they don't have any motivation, they are not able to wake up early in the morning, and then that you're asking yourself, why am I doing this? Like, that the marathon, sometimes when you start the marathon, when you are talking outside there, you say, oh, I'm going to make it. This is just 2 hours. When they see people winning with the 2 hours, or this is how I can do it with the 2.5 or 2 hours. But when you start, you feel you have the energy to go on. But after a few kilometers, you feel the energy is going, you are out of breath, you are out of energy. Sometimes even you keep on asking, hey, why am I punishing myself? Why am I,
Why all this?
Yeah, why all this thing? But when you look the time you have spent outside there training, and then you look behind and see how many kilometers you have more energy to continue, and then you see the finishing. When they see the people, they see the person finishing the race, even like the spectators, they don't know how much you have spent. They always see the finished product, but they don't know how much you have been training, how many hours you have spent outside there, and even how much you have spent to achieve or to be who you are at that particular time. So I always encourage keep training, and it's good for your health, for your fitness. It's good.
As you say that, Henry, I mean, everything that you're saying, we've been told before many times. Running, exercise is good. Fitness, big fitness as a lifestyle. How can we create that common running culture in the country. For you, I think your genes just predisposed you to this. You are a naturally gifted runner and marathoner.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone like Sarah, she has motivation, and then there are many people who like to get into this as a lifestyle. How can we create such a culture? What needs to happen so people just get into this culture of I'm exercising regularly, I'm walking, I'm running, I'm hiking, I'm doing something?
I'm happy with all the recreation runners, and what I've been doing on my own capacity. I've tried to tell people that in your neighborhood, try to have the neighborhood clubs. You come up 2-3 people when you start, because when you're on your own, sometimes it's so boring. And that is why for my case it is very good, because when I'm down, I have somebody who is there to motivate me. So it is always good to look for somebody who you can be able to go and run together, who you can be able to go and play together, so that we can be able to develop that sports culture in the country. So the best thing is that to have like the neighborhood clubs, and I have seen it working so well in my area. Now we have different recreation runners who are doing very well in the area, and I believe in this way we can be able to have more people participating in sports, because it is not possible sometimes to do it on your own. That is why you see even the good athletes or good sportsmen and sportswomen, they always do it as a group or as a team. Yeah, it is good when somebody said when you want to run faster, be on your own. But if you want to go far, go with a team. Like when Sarah is saying about running, when you are doing it on your own, sometimes you keep on asking, today let me finish today. When you check that I've done enough. But then when you go to the competition, you feel disappointed. I've been training and I'm not able to do it well. So, but when you are in a team, when you want to do 5 kilometers, then you have another part. Oh, today we can make it 7 or 10. So it always give you motivation.
We are talking about the Standard Charter Nairobi Marathon that's taking place this week around the world, the virtual race. You can basically just register and run from anywhere and just clocking your timings, or the physical run that's taking place on Sunday in Nairobi. Just because of COVID-19, they're restricting the number of people who will participate. That's why the virtual run is actually now being the one that we're encouraging everybody to take part in. You just choose which day between Monday, this week, 2 days ago, or today, or tomorrow, or Friday that you'd like to run, download the Strava app, clocking your time, and you have participated in the Nairobi Marathon. That's a very good thing. In the studio with us is world record holder, 3 world record holders, Kenyan champion Henry Wanyoike and recreational runner Sarah Mwala. Both of them are participating in the Sunday run. Now we're joined by David Lawrence from Standard Chartered. Are you a runner yourself?
I'd say I'm a pretender. But I can do 10 kilometer under 1 hour.
You do 10 kilometer under 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's good, but that is good.
That's good.
10 kilometer under 1 hour, my friend.
No, I know.
Hey, that is good. So you've been running. Let's say you've also been, doing a couple of runs here and there, once in a while.
Yeah. So actually, I'll be doing my first marathon this year. There's a running culture in the bank, spearheaded by our CEO. So he started a running group as part of COVID. Just guys dealing with COVID, being that we postponed, the marathon last year. So he started a running group, and that's how I started participating. My timings were terrible, not consistent at all. You'd suffer the first five kilometers you've spent, but I think with time and putting a lot of energy in it, you get better. And now I'm enjoying it.
What exactly did you do? Because I think that's the crux for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That, all right, 5 kilometers, are you kidding? Let's just start with 500 meters.
Yeah.
How do you get beyond that? And then it becomes a culture, something that you get into. I'm asking that because we're saying, all right, impact for youth essentially is what we're trying to do with
Yeah.
with the marathon this
Yeah.
year. And there are many people who would love to participate.
Yeah.
But the only thing that is blocking me from is this running thing that you're talking about,
running thing, yes.
right? So how do you then get to the point where you're making it a culture and then you're able to impact lives? How did you do it?
So it was running, walking. So I'd run maybe for 10 minutes, walk 5, run another 10. And then you find you can do the entire 5 kilometers. Yeah. Then I did 10. I was like, oh, so I can do it. But the timing was, so you don't focus on the time. So I wasn't focusing on the time or the speed at all. I was focusing on finishing.
Right.
Yeah. And then if you have a group of people that you're doing it together with, then they also challenge you and push you to do it. And since we were running as a team and we are all on Strava and you're looking at the leaderboard and everybody's completing. I think the first time I did 100 kilometers in a month, that is last year, October. So you create a group, you set a target. So it was 100 kilometers. And everybody was, running towards that target. And yeah, by end of October, I cleared it.
So you feel motivated because you can
So you
see
feel
other
motivated
people
because
are doing it.
you set a target and you hit it. So I think that one drives you.
What was your initial target? To do 25 for the 4 weeks, or did you start with, let's say, 15 and then you increased?
So that's the funny part, because I was so inconsistent. Because there's a day I remember, like I had one day to finish. I had like 20 something kilometers to go. And then I pushed myself. It was raining, but I pushed myself to cross the line. So I don't know, setting a target kind of pushes you to run
there.
and get there.
All right.
Yeah.
So as Standard Chartered, as you're organizing this year's marathon, you've also then set targets.
Yep.
You have a target and you've decided this year, because of COVID, we want to have X number of people participating in the physical run.
Yep.
How many are those? And what was your target and how many have registered for the physical run?
So the physical run, actually right now we're trying to manage the numbers because the interest is
There are more
crazy.
It's
people.
overwhelming. Eh?
It's overwhelming. I think it's because of the new route on Southern Bypass. So the target was 2,500, of course, based on sports, Ministry of Sports and Health, Ministry of Health guidelines. So the target is 2,500. We're almost there. I think we passed 2,200 last night. So it's just ensuring that now we're looking at the timings. Are you vaccinated or have you done your test? Because that is critical for the day. So that was physical is 2,500. For the virtual, we were a bit ambitious, 13,500. I think we are almost at 6,000. Let me say 6,000.
About 6,000 have already registered for the virtual run.
Already registered, and there's a lot of interest. With now guys starting posting, I've cleared my distance. They're looking at the leaderboard because once you finish, you're able to upload your time, and then guys look at the leaderboard on the Standard Chapter Nairobi Marathon website, and the interest is coming up, and it's across the globe. We have
Of the 7,000 who've registered, how many have already, clocked in their timings?
I need to check that. So we started on Monday.
Yeah.
And what we did, our partners, Dimension Data, they're hosting their run together. So the physical aspect is still important even for the virtual. So guys are running as teams. So you either run with your friends or your families or with your colleagues. So we joined them in Karura, and there we were like almost 100 people participating in that run. And that was like the official, launch.
The launch of the virtual run.
Virtual runs,
Right.
yeah. And we have several happening across the country, actually. Kakamega, Masile Muliro University, there are like 410 people who will be running on Friday. I think Mombasa is the same. A good number will be running on Saturday. We have guys in Wanyoike, Nakuru. Even the governors are involved, in Wanyoike, Kericho, Eldoret. So we have hotspots. I can call them hotspots across the country. Over and above Karura, Arboretum, and Congress Coast.
And outside the country?
Outside the countries, the list is endless. I think we have guys from America, US, Australia, Bangladesh, Burundi. there's a lot of interest from China, even India, Indonesia, Hong Kong. It's a big list. I think almost 20 countries already
Wow.
have registered for the virtual. And that's the beauty of the virtual. Like you can run. You don't have to come to Nairobi. And even for our branch network, we see a lot of participation from the branches as well. Because they don't have to travel to Nairobi to participate and support future makers. So they can run from wherever they are. And that is interesting.
Very interesting. Henry, why would you encourage people to take part in this marathon this year?
Come again?
Why would you encourage people to take part in this year? Why is it the marathon you want to run, even if it's your maiden one?
Okay, thank you. I love to encourage people to participate in the Nairobi Marathon, as they have been participating for the last now 16 or 17.
The 18th edition.
Now this is the 18th edition, and I would love to say thanks for those who have been participating for these years, and because they have been supporting the great initiatives of the Singers Believing Now Future Makers. You know, when you're running, that energy and the resources you give towards the Standard Chapter Marathon don't go unnoticed. People are benefiting. As I said before, you can imagine 200,000 kids being operated. Now they're able to see again. You can see that sweat. Whatever people have done, they have been able to improve the lives of many Kenyans. And it has a lot of big impact. Even now for the future makers, you can see how many young people who would be able to go into benefit in during the run, during the energy people are going to use on that day, the resources, and whatever they have done to see that, to ensure that everything is working on well. So I would have to encourage them. Whatever they do, it has a lot of impact at the end of the day. And I would have to appreciate even for those who are doing it physically and those who are doing it virtual. Please continue supporting, because many people are benefiting. So it's not the people who are doing it on their own, they are benefiting for their fitness and for their health, but they are also impacting the lives of other people who are outside there. And the young people, they need to be motivated. They need to be told this is the way to go. The money which is raised at the moment is supporting the entrepreneurship. They are being shown how they can be able to be very good in business. So it has a lot of meaning. So when anyone participating, and I would have to encourage more, but we still have time before Sunday. People should continue registering, either physical or virtual, so that we can be able to make the difference together. And I believe by the end of Sunday, we have made a big impact to this country. And Nairobi Marathon is the best in the whole of Africa. There is no other good marathon or bigger marathon like in Nairobi Marathon. So we have to encourage people to continue, because it also because of the tourism. Because of the tourism, it has a lot of meaning. And then people would have to see why Kenyans are doing so well outside there. So when they see people running here in their own soil, it's a good thing to show the world this is what we do it and this is how we perform. Right. So when we do it here in Kenya, it has a lot of meaning even to those who are outside Kenya. They are motivated also to come to, and when they come here in Kenya, it is good for tourism.
There's something that you said about your previous experiences with marathons, especially at the very beginning. Things like you went with the wrong shoes. You did not know about timing for your water stations and all those. Now, there are people who are running, like those who are doing the virtual ones. Let them hear it from the expert, from the professional who does this, for a living and as a recreation as well. And you're really well experienced. What is important when you're starting a run, when you're starting to prepare for a marathon and when you're running?
Okay, for those who want to participate on either virtual or physical, the best thing is that don't try to use the new shoe on the same day you are running or you are competing.
Don't buy a shoe on Saturday, wear it on Sunday.
Yeah. So
Henry, there are people who've bought shoes.
Unajua hii kiatu ni ya
If you're breaking the shoe the same day.
Yeah, so it is good. It is advisable at least you have a shoe for a month, so that it gets used to your foot. So this is one thing they should know, that don't buy the shoe today and then tomorrow you use it. You might end up having the same problem I have in the first marathon in Japan, then the other thing is that even the clothes sometimes you need to wear it like for 1 day or 2 days so that it gets used to your body. Because you might even use the t-shirt or the short, which is not good for you during the competition day, and you end up having still other challenges. Then I prefer people. I always tell people like this week, if they are competing on Sunday or any other day they are participating, they need to be drinking a lot of water. It's very, very important. This is because of dehydration.
How much water per day?
When you are training, you require a lot of water. So I can say that you need like the 80 glasses, where most of the people you need to drink 80 glasses. As sportsmen, because when you sweat, you lose a lot of water. So you need to keep drinking a lot of water so that you don't get dehydration during the day. And then this is the time again to eat nice food like fruits and also food with the starch, so that you can have the energy to do the run. And then people need to, like this week, they should know if you want to participate and you want to see yourself winning or finishing the race, you need to also to give time to relax. So this is not the time to go to bed like 12 or after 12. So there are some people who want to go up to 2 in the morning, and on the next day they want to participate in the marathon. So this time they need to relax very well. And again, they need to be well prepared. They should not stay that I'll just wake up on Saturday and run. So I hope they have been training, and if not, so maybe there are 2 days for preparing themselves. And then the other thing is that no one should, as Sarah said, no one should run with somebody else pace. You'll be disappointed on the way. So it is good to be well prepared. That I'm running on my own days. Maybe you can run with your watch, and then this is the target I have. Even if it is for 10 minutes per kilometer, that is okay. You just see the starting and then see the finishing when you are when you are smiling. Because sometimes people, when they are finished, they don't like to. They are not smiling anymore because they are very tired. So so it is good when they should be training like these days, and not very like now. It is the training should be light training, not too much training, because you need that energy for the real day, the big day.
A couple of things that you've said there, I'd like you to give a little bit more detail. This is in terms of sleep and rest.
Yeah.
How much sleep would you recommend this week per night or per day?
It depends, and maybe like 6 hours, not 8 hours, because maybe you might be working at 8 hours, and so it is good. But try to have enough rest so that your body can be able to respond well on the day you want to go to participate. Because when you are tired, sometimes you don't have that energy to do the run during the day, like on Sunday. For those who are doing it physically on Sunday, and you are competing with the other guys who might be disappointed because by the end of the run, you feel very that you doesn't have any more energy. So it is good, and it is very advisable to have a good rest for these 4 days remaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of water, how much water do you take, you, Henry Wanyoike?
Myself, in a day I can take even 4 liters. In a day, because you lose a lot of water. So 4 liters you keep, you don't take it once. So you need to have like a bottle of water wherever you are going, so that when you feel like I need some water, you just take some water. Literally true. By the end of the day, even like that, like for us, when you wake up, the first thing you have like a glass of water before you go to run. Then after the run, you come and take another glass of. So you need to keep refueling your body with enough water.
Right.
Yeah, and also some fruits like banana, they are also good for, they give you instant energy. I prefer for those who are participating, it is good like when you are going for even if it is virtual, please maybe have a banana. It helps a lot to give you the energy. So even maybe after the run you can have a banana, or maybe during the race You can decide where to have a banana on the way. Eat it. It helps a lot. Maybe it doesn't have those Powerades or energy things to drink on the way. So it is good to have something to help give you more the instant energy to continue to the finish. Because sometimes if you are taking just the plain water, sometimes by the end of the run, if you are doing like the full marathon, you doesn't have any more energy. So if it is possible, somewhere you are running and maybe you have your colleagues who are cheering you, or they are on the way, they can organize. You can organize to have maybe a banana or something sweet. You can maybe put honey in your water, so that you can be able to have more energy during the race. Yeah.
Henry, I want to divert slightly from Standard Chartered Marathon, just slightly for a minute. You are an extremely important inspiration, not just because you've won, but because of the obstacles you've had to overcome, including losing your sight.
Yeah.
How many other individuals do we have in this country who have lost their sight and who have taken up the mantle of following in your footsteps?
Okay, since the year 2000, that time the sports for people with disability were not very popular. But after my victory in Sydney, I have seen many athletes coming up so well, and they are doing so most of the time. With these guys, they normally come to me. We train some days together with them. Then sometimes I go to where they are. I've been going to during the inter-schools competition for both primary and high school. I've been going there to just motivate them. When they see me and they hear my name, it is always good for them, and they do very well. So sometimes they call me. Sometimes I'm in the media talking about about sports for the people with disability, and this has been able to encourage more people with the handicap to participate. If you can check, we have been doing so well in the recent years. We have been doing so well in the Paralympics. It's only this year we didn't perform well, but for the other years we have been doing extremely well, winning even 7 gold medals on both track and on the field. We have been doing so well. So I'm happy that we have many upcoming who are participating. And I normally visit even those people, like now next week after the Standard Chartered Marathon, I'll be in Iten and some parts of Rift Valley, talking to these people who want me to go there and share with them on how they can be able to start and be in the sport for those who are handicapped.
Is this your own initiative, Henry, or is it something that you also get encouragement and assistance from other agencies, organizations, people?
Okay, it has been my own initiative, but through the support like of Standard Chartered, they have been supporting me in a big way, and that is why I have this energy to do all this. When you have people who are behind you and supporting you, you just feel good. As I told you, I have been challenging people. Like there was a time we did the Kilimanjaro. And those people who we did, they couldn't believe that with the visual impairment, being a visual impaired, I cannot make it to the summit. But they could. I was the first to be at the summit, and so this is a great motivation even when we are doing. But this was also, we are doing it for a worthy cause. When we are doing it for the seeing is believing. So when I'm doing all this, people are quite encouraged, and they just feel good to participate in the marathon. Like now, the whole of this have been working with one of the good, well-known musician, Pedicare. He was here in the country, and he has written a song for me. So he just came because he has realized what I have been doing. He is based in Germany, and he was here, and he is happy from what he has seen me doing. So you see from what we have been doing, that it has really impacted other people. And we want to see more and more people participating.
Henry, how many state commendations have you received?
3 have received the honor of Golden Warrior, and then the Golden Heart, and also the Head of State Commendation. 3 from the president, and also have been awarded in the most prestigious sports award, being the Sportsman of the Year for 2 times. In Lisbon and Portugal, and also more is being in the Guinness Book of Records. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so in the country, the highest state commendation that you have is the Golden Heart.
Yeah.
This is what, Moran of the Golden Heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at least you can see the,
MGH
Eric, you're the expert in this. Which is the highest?
is the C.
C?
CGH,
That is
President,
only.
Chief of the Order of the Golden Heart.
Golden Heart.
Chief. So it's only the
Eliud
president,
Kipchoge got the EGH,
yeah.
which is elder.
Elder.
But only the president. So you have to be president to get the CGH.
Yes.
I see.
So if that's what you're gunning for, then you know what you're to gun
You
for.
know what you need to do. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. And we're looking forward to those who will be participating on Sunday to seeing you breaking a new record for Nairobi. Just break the record for Nairobi, just for the case, for the sake of it. Just
But
say, you
smash
know
it
what,
completely. You know,
You know,
That,
it's
you
the
know,
fastest
It doesn't
I've ever run in
matter.
Nairobi.
Just to see yourself and being showing up, and also either virtually or physically, you'll be very happy to see people on the street coming even to cheer.
Have you guys registered?
Let's pay tribute to the person who runs next to you.
Yeah.
And this is your guide. What's the name of your current guide?
Yeah, he's Paul Kihuba. He's also my good guide. You know, it is, as I said, it is teamwork. When I'm down, he's there to lift my spirit high. So he has been.
So this
doing-
one can now do 42 kilometers with you. You don't need to change him.
You know, I don't need to change. He did a very good run in Berlin Marathon this year. So it is good to have one person.
His name is David.
Paul Kihola.
Paul.
Yeah,
He becomes
Paul.
the full tank.
Yes, he becomes full tank.
Yeah.
Fully loaded.
Yeah, fully
Can he
loaded.
run a
Yeah.
marathon by himself?
Yeah, he can do. He has done it before, and so he's very good. No, with the guide, he does a lot of work, and it requires a lot of trust. And this is, like for the Standard Chartered, it's all about trust. People trusting them with their money,
Sure.
and also trusting them with their energy and participating for Standard Chartered Marathon. So trust is very, very important. This is good for everyone who is going to
Henry,
participate.
you are such a good brand ambassador.
I'm
I mean,
telling
David
you, the
Lawrence-
Standard Chartered, they need to stay with him
Take it out of
for.
my mouth. I was thinking the same thing. I'm saying, surely.
David, he
knows
does
how
it very
to
well.
pivot the conversation. Whatever you ask him, he'll bring in the Standard Chartered Marathon. You know,
Yes.
it's a trust. My guy.
Yeah.
He's very good.
But you know, Eric, these standard fellows must have something good about them.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a good thing, and it's a very good job that you guys are doing at the Standard Chartered Bank.
They are giving
both
back
in
to
the
where they
country
get their
and globally.
business.
Yes.
We are happy when they are, when you're associated with a company which is giving back to the society.
You feel good.
You feel good.
They say here
Yeah.
for good.
Yeah, they are here for good. Yeah.
Henry Wanyoike, award-winning marathoner from Kenya. 3 world records haven't been touched. One is 21 years old, hasn't been broken. He's been with us in the studio. And David Lawrence, he is from the Corporate Affairs Department at the Standard Chartered Bank. He's also, this guy has done 100 kilometers in a month.
Yes.
Why?
It's a guy who runs 10 kilometers
Well
a day.
done. Well done.
He falls in the category of people you don't joke with.
No, you don't.
No,
No,
you
you
don't.
don't. No, you don't. These are people that you respect.
Yes.
Constantly. Thank you very much for joining us,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
Asanteni
Thanks
sana.
so much.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.